Okay, so I found this floor plan and I really wanted to do it in The Sims. So this is the first story. It's one of those websites, a lot of websites will upload like architects' plans so that you can like buy them if you're planning on like purchasing and building your own house or something. I don't know, but they'll upload like the floor plan and photos of the exterior of the house, which is super helpful for The Sims. I very frequently reference those types of floor plans when I'm making builds or real exteriors. But I found this floor plan when I was looking at possible homes for my Boudreaux family, if you've been watching my save file videos. If not, don't worry about it. But I thought it was so beautiful. It's an older style build, but obviously the plans are new, so it's newer. It's got bathrooms. So much of what I love about this floor plan, though, is going to be like horrific to execute in The Sims. Majority of the things that really drew me to this floor plan honestly have to do with the level of diagonals happening, which I'm digging my own grave here, I know, but like these stairs, we can't do them in the game, but how lovely would a set of stairs like that be in real life? And the fact that this whole great room is open up to the top as well as this, so there's kind of like this pathway above on the second story, so this is the plan for the upper level. So you go up the stairs and then you're on kind of like a walkway. I don't know, I thought that was so beautiful. Additionally, this like octagonal kitchen and morning room and dining room I thought were just so gorgeous, alongside the like wrap around covered porch that wraps all the way around this entire side of the building. There's a library. The primary bedroom has like the separate sitting area, and it says in the description that like it could also double as like a nursery, which I thought that was such a fun idea, because in The Sims, like totally you wouldn't just have like chairs there, you would want some kind of use out of the space, and a nursery makes complete sense there. Something else that I thought was just like mind-boggling was this bathroom closet combo situation. So you can't really read the text because it's kind of hard, but there's a his closet, a hers closet, there's like a vanity on this diagonal, and then the bathtub is like a pool. And so I don't know if I'm gonna use an actual pool or maybe like one of the other kind of items in the game. The sauna item would go great there too. I think I kind of love the idea of it being a pool, but I don't know how that's really gonna work yet. There is 4 bedrooms and also an additional lounge area. So there will be a lot of space, and this lends itself really well to a hobby room. Same with like this library downstairs. I think that it just works really well in The Sims to have a lot of common space. And also, something I forgot to mention, the downstairs has a fireplace in the bathroom. All I know is I'm obsessed with this house. I want to build it. It's gonna be a nightmare, but I'm gonna build it on this 50 by 50 in Willow Creek, and we're gonna build it together. I'm not entirely positive if I'll get all the way to the actual furnishing in this video. I'll do my best. For now, we're just gonna focus on the exterior, which I think once we nail that down, we'll have a really good starting point. My building style is very much in facades, which I don't know how to explain that. Basically, instead of building little boxes off of other boxes and then making it into a house, instead I start with like an entire front. Okay, so the foyer is across here. I'm gonna say that the door is about 3 wide, and then it has an extra one on each end. So the door goes there, and then it's got some breathing room. And then it kind of, oh, it would help if I actually drew it correctly. Okay. And then the dining room is our first diagonal piece. So I think that that will not be a mistake. I mean, it might be a mistake. We might have to come and fix that later. And then I think that it kind of goes about 5 tiles back. I'm just guessing. I don't know. This is just an estimate. Like, I already think that there's not enough space right here and that we need to pull this covered porch forward a lot. Okay, I'm gonna start with that. Oh no. Okay, this is already getting a little bit murky. And then I do need this porch to extend more that way. It already is looking kind of different, but that's the nature of this, is that it's not going to be exact, and I don't really want it to be exact either. I'm currently building on the middle wall height. I'm going to switch to the short one. We might go back to the tall one in a minute, because it might look a little bit weird. Honestly, the library seems a bit wide by like 1 tile. I think we're gonna go back. There's an additional covered porch over here. So about, I don't know, 2 tiles in, there's this covered porch that goes around to here. We might have to scooch everything slightly over on the lot. Yeah, that gives us a little bit more space, which is always good. And then this is where the primary meets the front of the house. It's kind of an odd layout, honestly, that the primary bedroom is shaped the way that it is, but I'm not mad about it. I actually really like it, but it is really, really weird. Okay, so this is weird, but I'm actually, since this is a bigger house, I am going to start working on some of the floor plan just to get myself a little bit of a reference for the rest. I'm thinking like this shape is the library. And why isn't it a room? Okay, right. That shape is the library. These diagonal stairs are probably going to be the thing that I will be the most sad can't make it into the actual build in The Sims because it just like won't work. I wonder what we can do with these stairs because I want to emulate that. The closest that we can emulate is stairs that are more, oh boy, drama in the Sims community again. There's drama. I feel like every single time I open my YouTube channel, there's drama in the Sims community about what the Sims team is doing, this or that update. It's warranted. I'm not saying that people who are upset are wrong. I just think it's funny because there has not been a moment of peace lately. Okay, so, right. This is the closest I can approximate that. Why, Sims team, can we not have diagonal stairs? Because if I could put these stairs on a diagonal, it would actually approximate the floor plan really nicely. The stairs are like 1.5 wide. I don't know if you've noticed that, if you've ever made like a real life floor plan in The Sims, but we have the option of either single or double, but a lot of them are like halfway. So the stairs are like somewhere between double wide and single wide. I would love that to be added. Okay, and then this is actually a door into the butler's pantry, which I've talked about what a butler's pantry is before. Fancy spot for you to keep all your appliances so that your kitchen can be all gorgeous and pretty. And then in this floor plan, there's also like a actual pantry right here. I really am just digging myself the biggest grave right now. This is gonna be so horrendous. Yeah, this butler's pantry is not working right. Okay, that's a little bit better. Although, I feel like this room is really, really big. How big is a dining table in this game? It's way smaller than this, isn't it? Oh yeah, that is ridiculously huge. Like, a lot of extra space is probably good, but like this much extra space is kind of a lot. I'm thinking like 3 tiles on either side of the table is probably fine because we can also fit like a bar and some other stuff. I mean, thank God for the room tool in this game. It's honestly such a lifesaver because I've never built in The Sims 3. I cannot imagine that being an enjoyable experience. Okay, I'm gonna leave the library the way it is though, because the library actually meets up with like the end of the stairs. I don't know, maybe there's something cool we can do with this like triangle. Maybe like some kind of platform situation with like some pretty details. I don't know. At this rate, we're gonna run out of room for the garage. The house has to go so much more over this way. Oh, it's probably too big. See, with the windows, I feel like it looks good. Like, this is an excessively big dining room, but if you can kind of imagine it with some chairs in it and like a bar and some other stuff, like maybe even a grand piano could go in here. Yeah, like it seems really big, but then you start putting stuff in it and it just seems kind of the right size, to be honest, because I would probably move the table more this way, and then along this wall, I'd probably put, honestly, that new bar we got, it would fit perfect against this wall. Although it's a little modern, so who knows, I might get a more traditional one, some kind of archway through to the butler's pantry, Or maybe even a door. Like, yeah, it seems excessive, but I think it's the size it needs to be. The butler's pantry is probably just too big. I could take a slice out like this. Okay, and then this is kind of the kitchen. This is like an island, and it connects to this room, which is a morning room, quote unquote. I don't really know what a morning room is. I should look it up. Morning room meaning. The term morning room comes from the 19th century era of interior design. It describes a space where the first sunbeams of daylight would flood the home and the lady of the house would prepare for the day. Traditionally, morning rooms were in large houses that received a lot of light during their early daytime. They were a type of sitting room that many people today describe as the living room. Hang on. So wait, does the sun come from this direction even in the morning in this game? Let's test it. So morning. Oh my god, wait, it does. This is the side of the house that first gets light. Wait, that worked brilliantly. I was like, oh no. But no, okay, that makes perfect sense then. This will be the morning room. I'm probably gonna make it like a breakfast nook. It says like comfortable seating. It literally looks just like a living room when I look it up on Google. And maybe I could make it that. They're right next to the kitchen and it's connected to the kitchen through a counter. And so I honestly wonder if the architect was using the word morning room, but it's like meant to be a breakfast nook. Because literally this is the morning room and then up here's the laundry and then this connects out to the garage. So to me, this is giving breakfast nook vibes. Okay, and then next we're gonna do the great room. So this hallway that goes above is about 2 tiles wide all the way across. Then it goes like all the way back, which this room is gonna be way too big for this game. That's how it looks on the floor plan in terms of scale, but like, yeah, I just brought everything in a lot. I'm hoping that helps. Honestly, this isn't gonna look good in the game anyways. I wonder if I can kind of mess with it a little bit to bring this room in more. So then this becomes the shape of the kitchen. Once again, this is going to be open, but I'm just kind of using the walls to denote the area changes. So I am so sorry if you can hear the lawnmower outside. My grandmother's mowing the lawn. I can't control it. I'm so sorry. I don't normally build my homes like completely like this with just looking at the floor plan. I usually reference a floor plan, but I don't follow it super exact. But considering the whole thing that inspired me was the floor plan, I think this makes sense. This doesn't make sense though. So wait, there's 2 hallways. The floor plan only has 1. So how did I end up with 2? Okay, this is another thing that we're gonna kind of just... Oh. Alright. My game is so broken. And I really don't know what I did. I did that video forever ago where I deleted my mods folder. I don't know what I did. I must have just awoken something in the universe to torment me because strictly after making that video, I deleted my mods folder and suddenly I'm having all these problems with the game that I never used to have before. I had a 30 gigabyte mods folder and I feel like my game is currently more glitchy and running worse when I have 15 gigabytes and it's all really updated. I'm keeping very much on top of my mods folder right now, so I'm incredibly confused. Some people have recommended some like better exceptions and stuff like that, and I'm definitely gonna carve out some time to get that stuff and make sure that everything is as updated as it can be, but I'm honestly so baffled. It's a very big house. Right now it is definitely giving McMansion, but honestly, so is this one. So then there's also a back porch out here. This room honestly is like still way too big. I wonder if we could take it in. Honestly, we could mess with the floor plan more and I could have this bathroom cut out into there and then have the same kind of situation happening with the laundry room. And we could possibly just completely take out this hallway and make it so that the garage is just flush with the house a little bit more. I like the idea of there being like a hallway, but what if it was like shorter? So there's one of the closets. And then this is like the quote pool. I don't know what we're gonna do with this space, but I'm just gonna draw it in. And then the rest of the bathroom over there. Honestly, I'm gonna pull this down more, expand this, and then make that like that. So then the pool space would be there. Yeah, I think that works. So then that's the downstairs floor plan done. And now we need to do the upstairs, which is the hard part. Oh my god, I've been recording for 40 minutes zoomed in. I keep doing this. I am so sorry. I hope that wasn't too bothersome to anyone. It probably really is so annoying. I would hate that if I had to watch footage like that, so I'm so sorry. So this is a whole bedroom, so I can just kind of trace this out, which is really nice. You know, I've been fiddling with it. The diagonals are really where the scale gets wonky because like this bathroom doesn't make any sense, neither do these, but the bedrooms all make pretty decent sense in terms of scale. So the end of the hallway is meant to be like there, and then there's meant to be this like diagonal hallway this way. And then this space is meant to be a walk-in closet, but that's huge. This also being a bathroom makes like 0 sense. Ugh, I don't know. It's just kind of stressing me out, this little section here. The rest of it, I think we got. Like, this is enough space. We could have an entire other bedroom in here and be fine for space. We could even probably give them, like, an ensuite still and be fine. Okay, so I split it up. So closet, closet. This will be a bathroom. Probably an ensuite to this big room because it's a pretty big one. And then this will be a bathroom that these 2 rooms just have to share. This will be a closet. Okay, I think that's the whole floor plan done. This is the kind of exterior we end up with. The back, I'm nervous. For reference, this is how the house looks in the photo. I'm a little bit less obsessed with this than I was the floor plan. I thought the floor plan was beautiful. I love the diagonals, blah, blah, blah. This, I'm a little bit more on this, but it does give us an idea for the roofing, which I think is good. So to start off, let's do the diagonals since they're going to be 1000% the hard part of the roofing. Okay, and then this actually looks flush with the house, so I'll bring it out one. You know, this floor plan is open to the air below, so we're gonna have roof clipping issues, which is really unfortunate. So... oh no, why did I pick this? I thought the diagonals were so gorgeous, and I'm regretting my whole life right now. This is horrendous. How do I even roof this part? Oh my god, this roof is giving me so much grief. I'm gonna come back when I figure this out. Okay, so I messed around with it. This is as close as I could get. I don't feel like it looks like a Victorian, honestly. I feel like it looks a lot like this house over here, which the whole thing is that this is meant to be a more contemporary build. This is meant to be older. Maybe if we style it the right way, it'll kind of give it that vibe. I just feel like it's harder to do older looking homes when they get this big. And it is a newer build because the floor plan is not like an old vintage floor plan. It's new. So I don't know what I was expecting, but I'm gonna try and put some windows and doors and columns and stuff like that on, and hopefully that'll kind of start to bring it together. I also made the bottom story medium wall height again. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more Victorian. This, I feel like, makes it look a little bit more like one of those weird contemporary homes. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, I'm interjecting because I'm a little bit of an architecture nerd. I didn't study Victorians at all in school. I studied a lot of modern architecture. Like, people use the word modern to talk about present day or like new stuff, but modern actually ended in like mid 20th century. For example, this is like a quintessential modern home. It's by this architect Le Corbusier. He is a fascinating character. When I'm not doing a build with me for Victorian, I'll talk about him at some point. He named himself after a crow. His name is literally the crow-like one, and this is the kind of thing that he built. He was like the person who kind of came up with like open concepts, floor plans as an idea. He had this whole idea that like a house should be a machine for living, which wasn't an idea before that, interestingly enough, which kind of ties into the Victorian stuff that like at the time that Victorian homes were being built, they weren't really thought about in how they service the people living in them, which I think is fascinating. I just threw this in because I love talking about this stuff and it's my education, so I have to flex it somehow. But this is another like prime example of modern architecture. This is the Bauhaus school in Germany. This was 1927. This was 1931, I believe. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me. But yeah, if you want me to talk more about that, maybe I'll do some modern builds and I'll info dump about modern architecture because I know way too much about it. So most my knowledge is there, which I think is why I was struggling to make this Victorian so much, is because I actually don't know much about Victorian or historical builds. That has been more of like a hobby that I research myself and less something that I studied in school. But I was looking at Victorian homes, and this is completely just observational and nothing that I've read. Surely I should and could probably read more about Victorian homes. I love to build them so much. They're my favorite kind of home. Like my dream house is like a painted Victorian. I think the reason I'm struggling to make this look like a Victorian and not a contemporary is that all of these houses have more height than they do width, and this is a very wide house. The floor plan is very horizontal. All these houses are really tall. Like this one's 3 stories. This one is 2 very tall stories. This one's a little bit wider, which is why I pulled it up as reference for my actual build here, and how I can kind of maybe make my build look a little bit more Victorian. This is a different view of that same house, and I just liked the detailing in here. But like this one too is just super tall, especially with this gigantic tower. It's like 3 or more stories high. I knew a lot of this stuff already, you know, like how ornate the exteriors are, how they have this gabling, their roof ridges, these like spires on the top, very ornate detail all around. They do these really steep roofs, which I'm trying to do here, but I'm failing to kind of make work because I don't want it to be too tall, because what was happening is that I'd make it taller and then it'd look ridiculous. Anyways, that's my little architecture rant over. I love this stuff. I could research it forever. Okay, and then if we get some of these in here, it might help with the Victorian vibes. I have no clue how to do this roofing, so I'm honestly just kind of putting it off for the second because I'm stuck. I'm also really tempted to use some of this fancy scallopy trim. I don't know if it'll just look really weird or if it'll actually kind of work. Okay, this one's all stone, which is annoying, but something kind of similar to that. This one's all stone too. I kind of love this dark blue for the house. What about this? Like a really deep blue. Although now the roof looks so weird. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I can make this look good. I mean, it's not bad. I don't love this the most. I really struggle with pairing together a dark blue with a black. This is so random, but it's very like 2012 to me, and maybe it would work if I just leaned into like the goth vibes, but I don't think that's what I'm going for. But yeah, something about the black, the navy, and the white is giving like navy blue skinny jeans, white and black striped shirt with like a boat neck. I don't know. It's so specific. It's true. That's what it makes me think of. Okay, I don't know if this looks too dingy. It's the horse ranch siding, but it's like this beautiful sky blue. I do have custom content in my game. We could use CC siding. I have decided, executive decision, to use more custom content in my save file. I got a couple comments basically just encouraging me to, and I think that I really was holding myself back by aggressively attempting to do CC free everything. As much as the save file is going to be publicly released when I'm done with it, and as much as I'm so grateful everyone's so invested in it and it's like heavily inspired by ideas you guys have given me, it's also like first and foremost like for me and what I want and what I enjoy, and I want to use a little bit more CC on this thing. Oh, I kind of fuck with the gray. That's kind of nice. I always just go for white because it's so easy. I feel like every house just looks so beautiful in like a white siding. I do like these shingles are like some of my favorite shingles in this game. I think they just look so gorgeous on like any house. Like most definitely they would have put a new roof on this house at some point, but we're gonna go with it. I'm also gonna do some of these around. I think it'll also help. I don't know if I like all that. That's kind of odd to me. So let me delete it. I'll come back to it. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe even changing some of the windows up. I like these though, but maybe adding in some of these Strangerville windows. I love Strangerville, honestly, so much. I have a feeling some of my pack opinions are probably really weird. Like, I thoroughly believe the eco lifestyle is like one of the best packs, which is so funny because I really hated it when it came out. Like, so incredibly deeply much. I cannot describe to you how much I hated that pack when it came out. But to be fair, I only didn't like it because I felt like it just all was stuff that just should have been in Island Living. Because if you think about it, Island Living launched with like the whole off the grid stuff, but then it didn't give you like solar panels or anything to actually make living off the grid like possible. There was that whole thing about like conservation and sustainability, and we got like a whole pack about conservation and sustainability right after it. I was just kind of like, why did you guys just like make it into one? But also, I really love Evergreen Harbor, if I'm being really honest. It's like one of my favorite worlds. But I'm really biased because it's a PNW world, and I am from the PNW, if you don't already know that. Which is funny, because now we have like a million PNW worlds, but before, the only PNW worlds we had were like occult worlds, and all the occult worlds are really small, so I was happy to get a bigger one. But now we have like Copperdale. I think Copperdale is also an extraordinarily good world. Okay, now it's feeling a little bit more of like an older Victorian. That's progress. I was a little bit nervous. It was feeling just a little bit McMansion-y to me, which is just so not the vibes that I'm going for with this one. But honestly, we might still end up a little bit in that territory. Oh, you know what? Maybe a round roof will come and save the day, which is so funny. You'd think that'd be the last thing that would help because usually this stuff is so glitchy. But if I just do like this, and then I move this to be really flat, it might be the way. Yeah, I think this is the move. This is the way. For sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, I feel like it's kind of coming together. I don't know. I'm still not completely sold, but it's definitely getting somewhere. I'm still very tempted to change the color. I don't know why. I don't know. I like compulsively can only make white siding houses in this game. It's specifically this game too. I don't know why. Either that or honestly, this color is really tempting me. I mean, I don't know. What if we just like keep it like that for the right now, but maybe I'll change it in a second. I forgot a really important thing, actually, is that I need there to be a balcony attached to one of these upstairs rooms. All this time I worked for this roof piece, and this weird big extra room could probably just be like a balcony. Although it could just be a covered balcony. I don't know why I'm so distraught about this. We could just do this. Is that too weird though? I don't know. It looks kind of odd. Oh, you know, this pale yellow, I'm actually sold on this. This is gorgeous. Are you kidding? That's the house is made to be in this color, actually. Never mind. Scrap everything I said before. This is it. It's meant to be this color. It's custom content and I don't even care. We're using custom content now. Okay, it's been multiple hours, if you can't tell. I laid down, I was a little bit frustrated with the build, and I was like, let me just relax for a second and come back to it. And then I fell asleep for multiple hours, so it's like 1 a.m. now. But I changed the house a lot. I looked at some Victorians online. They have these ridge roofs, so I added that. I felt like that was a really good solution to some of the roofing problems that I was having. The back of the house looks silly. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put a lot of trees back here to disguise it. I did take the garage off of it to set the garage flat so it's not on a foundation, because that doesn't make any sense. We still can't connect these at all, which is a bummer. I'd love if you could use platforms to kind of connect those pieces, because I think it would probably be fine. but I think I'll just do like an outside walkway and that'll be chill. And a chimney that fits, because that might help with the weirdness going on. And I know we have a really big door in here that some people use as like a garage door, so I wonder if I could find that, because the DIY mural from City Living looks a little bit too dingy, I think, for this build. The snowy escape one, this one for some reason. We could even go for like double garage door and move the whole thing to the side. Ooh, not that tool. This tool. And do a little bit of that. I mean, a bit silly, especially because there's no way to drive over there, but also it's The Sims, so like, what do you expect? Ugh, this back is killing me. I don't know how to fix the back of this house. The back of the house, honestly, in the floor plan looks really silly too. Something really weird happened at work today. Not even related to me. I'm just gossiping at this point. Somebody had bought like hand lotion and was keeping it like at work, like in one of the drawers. And it wasn't labeled as anyone's. And so another coworker mistakenly thought it was like communal and used it. But then the person who bought it, instead of just telling them, hey, just so you know, I bought that with my own money, asked like another person, like, is there communal lotion? And they were like, oh yeah, it's over in that drawer over there, and was talking about like a different drawer. And then she was like, to the person who used the non-communal lotion by accident because they didn't know, she was like, oh, you used my lotion, just so you know, there is lotion like over there for you to use instead. And then the person who used the lotion was obviously like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that, you paid for that. I'll totally replace it if you need me to. And then instead of just accepting the offer to replace it, the first person kept just talking about how expensive the lotion was, but wasn't accepting the offer to replace it. It stressed me so much to overhear. I was like, I cannot handle that. The idea that I could mistakenly think something is communal and then it's not communal. And then instead of the person just being straight up with me and being like, yo, I need you to replace that, they're just gonna like weirdly guilt trip me about it. Oh my god, I felt so bad for the person because they kept apologizing over and over and being like, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for it. And she wouldn't accept, oh my god, the camera. She wouldn't accept the offer to pay for it. She just wanted to continue to complain about how expensive it was and that like you need to be careful about using too much of it, but then wouldn't accept the it stressed me out so bad. And I like everyone involved. This is not about any of the people. Like, I like everyone. That exchange, I don't know, as a neurodivergent person, it stressed me out so much because I could literally just like mistake a social cue, because the thing is, it wasn't just like hers, like a couple of people had gone in on buying it. So a few people around were using it, which is like, I would assume that would mean it was communal because it's not labeled. Like, why don't you just label it then? Like, just put a sticky note on it that's like, this is paid for by blank and blank and blank. Please do not use, like, I don't know. Also, maybe if you don't want your stuff used, maybe just don't keep it in the communal space. Maybe that's a really shitty take of me, but like, I don't know. That's so stressful. Anyways, I'm done gossiping. Let me find a good door. There is this one door that I absolutely adore, but this is amazing. Actually, let's use this Strangerville one because it fits the vibes a little better. Ooh, this hallway isn't actually built, which is so weird. Ooh, I'm hoping things aren't gonna get wacky when I draw this in. Okay, things didn't get too bad. That's good, that's good. I do want this to kind of be open. Oh no. Okay, wait, this has to be a fence. But like I said, it stresses me out so much because this is not about this, but just in general, people are so petty about the weirdest stuff sometimes. I generally get along with everyone, and I don't really have a lot of beef with a lot of people for no reason. I just realized there's no way to get into this room. I don't know if this part should be open or not. This is like a really, really weird hallway shape. Honestly, I should just adjust this to be different than it is. That be like a little door hallway. So that's a little bit inset, but then that's a closet, that's a bathroom. This room is really, really big, honestly. I'm so worried about furnishing these. I'm horrified. We might have to do some like platformy split level stuff, that might help us a bit. I wonder, does the house look completely stupid if I make it tall? I mean, I might have to adjust some of the windows, but I've been doing a lot of medium wall height builds lately, which is very interesting. So no, what I was saying, this isn't about like work, but I think just life in general. Outside of college, I have noticed that people are really non-direct, and I find it so strange. Like in college, I was around a bunch of other kind of on the same wavelength, and we're all more direct with each other, but I've noticed, maybe it's like a small town vibes thing, I don't know, but there's a lot of kind of like petty things that happen where something will bother someone, but instead of just being like, yo, this bothered me, they'll go behind their back and like talk shit about how much this bothered them. But they won't just go to the person and be like, yo, this bothered me. And that stresses me out so much because I don't want to be bothering anyone. I'm not trying to bother anyone. If I'm bothering someone, I would love if they could just tell me, yo, that bothered me. I feel like these balconies should just be connected, but then the problem is this roof with that balcony. I could just get rid of the second balcony, but I kind of liked it. And we can't because this roof overhangs. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna depend heavily on like a big tree to cover this area. This, I'm still just at a loss of what to do. Maybe this, that will help. I don't know. I mean, I could make the room bigger and make this flush, but I don't think making it flush is gonna help because part of my problem is that all this is just so flat. I was really hoping the chimney would help, but honestly, it's not helping. I almost feel like it's making the situation worse. Is that worse? It looks worse to me. The person who designed this house really did not think about the back at all. I say that like I didn't have the full autonomy to like go off the floor plan instead of following it so precisely. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I mean, you know what? I kept saying that thing about trees, but I think for real, trees will fix it. So I need something to disguise that this wall doesn't have any windows. Does it? Something skinnier and taller to go right next to this chimney, probably. Do you have any skinny, tall trees in this world, or are they all kind of just weird? We have these things, the base game ones. I kind of hate these trees, but I don't make the world, I just make the builds in it. So what we have is what we have. The reason I wanted this is I actually want a way for a sim to climb down the balcony because I'm gonna have like a Romeo and Juliet story happening in this house. So there's Sims who live here, and there's a Sim who sneaks out, goes all the way around, and will sneak up into this balcony. Alternatively, could have been this balcony, which is a little bit closer, but then I did the weird half wall thing, so now it's just this one. We're gonna see if I can get it to function without too much weird stuff happening. Right, your Sims can climb those. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure they can. I feel like I always forget if that's true or not. But I think I need like a little ledge platform. I wonder if I could make it look like a planter. That looks so dumb. Oh no. How do you even make this work in a way that, because like in real life, you'd just climb over the fence. There'd be no reality where it's like that. Like absolutely none. Game is frozen. My game is frozen. All I did was click on this button. Okay. Oh my god. I swear this is a gameplay item, but it doesn't do the like gameplay item not functional thing when I place it. Do I need to go get a sim? I'm offended. She doesn't like how it's decorated. I made this house just for you. This is literally the heir of the estate. And she's like, I don't like it. Okay, how in the hell? This isn't a gameplay item then? I thought that this was a gameplay item. I swore it was. Sims 4 high school years trellis. Players can build a trellis. The Sims can use to climb up and down the house if the house sits on a foundation or a window is on the second story. So I have to have the window in order for the trellis to work. I can't just have the trellis. Can't click it. Okay, but like why? What is going on here? Is it this thing? If I do this, does that help? No. What if I do it like this? Okay, it's all broken now. Awesome. Love that. There's a trellis and then there's a trellis ladder. The trellis ladder is outside of the ladders in the ladder section. Okay, but I looked in the ladder section. Ladders. Oh my god. Right. I don't think I need this then. Thank God. I was gonna be so mad. For the rest of the home, I'm gonna put some lights in and then make sure the floor plan is all good. Okay, a pool right on the edge of the house. I feel like this is not gonna go well, but we're gonna do our best. It's like right here in the floor plan. Honestly, that's so sick. We got the new tile with the kits too. I do have both the new kits. I have a problem. Somebody said to me that I should like apply to the EA Creator Network. This is no shade to anybody who's in the Creator Network. I just personally, I have some reservations about it. Like, I don't know. I have people tell me that they want to buy certain packs because they see me playing with them on this YouTube channel, and I honestly feel so conflicted about that as a concept. And don't get me wrong, this isn't like your fault if you're somebody who made a comment like this. This is like completely on me because I don't want people to feel like they have to spend their money in order to enjoy my content. I want you guys to feel like you can watch these videos and not have to spend an arm and a leg on this game. Like, I really, truly don't want you guys to feel pressured into spending money or to have FOMO. And I also think about like the idea of what you have to gain from talking nicely about a pack or this game when you have early access to it. EA doesn't pay you to be in the Creator Network, but you receive early access copies of the pack. And if you have an early access copy and you're making content about the pack before most other people are able to access it, your channel is going to benefit via views, and then if you're monetized, you're going to benefit monetarily from that. I like to think in my heart that I will be honest about packs no matter what, but also we know that EA doesn't really keep people who are the most critical on the EA Creator Network. For example, Lazy Game Reviews hasn't received an early access copy since Cats and Dogs because he's too critical of the game. Personally, that just really stresses me out for that to have to be a worry in the back of my mind if I talk about something or if I talk about it being broken. Like, I don't want to be like worried about saying certain stuff or sugarcoating stuff because I'm worried that I'll lose early access copies, and that's so important to like people viewing certain videos or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't agree with that morally. And maybe I shouldn't talk about it here because maybe I'll change my mind and maybe I will want to join the EA Creator Network. The EA Creator Network is like something that I remember myself like wanting to be in so badly. I remember when Cats and Dogs came out and like some of my most favorite simmers had early access copies, and I literally remember sitting there thinking like, I wish that was me. I don't know. That's probably like not a conversation for here. Okay, I did the fireplace on both sides. Like the floor plan kind of had this quote open fireplace. I don't know what that means. I just did a fireplace on both sides. Okay, and then that's a little bit of a toilet room. And so the shower should probably go on this wall. Like, it would be probably like one of these style ones in all likelihood. Ooh, new pool ladder just dropped. This one's a little bit more fancy. I don't know why we don't have any bathroom sinks that don't look, I don't know. These ones look kind of cheap. Which, I say that, they look like my bathroom sink. So, bathroom sinks are not square. They're round, objectively. But we don't have any other than this one in the game, which is so weird. They probably would have also, like, redone the floorboards. But I love the older looking floorboards so much. They're just beautiful. Although we could do the parquet ones. I probably should do these. This stuff is expensive. When we replaced the floor in this room, we like looked at some of this. It's so expensive. Also, I'm doing my classic tile thing. I will probably change it to a different tile, maybe like yellow to match the exterior, or I won't, but I'm just kind of putting a placeholder in there. Kind of tempted to split this room up with one of these. Maybe it needs to be these because that one doesn't come in the, oh, this doesn't come in the right color either. What am I thinking? Okay, and then there's like an open window through between the kitchen and the quote morning room. Once again, I think it's a breakfast nook. I think the designer was being a little bit silly, quirky. Okay, I thought this section was going to be way worse, but honestly, so far, so good in here. I haven't done the island yet. Okay, I think this surprisingly turned out really, really well. There's some like lighting glitches happening, but there's nothing I can do about that. But honestly, I'm really proud of this. I was gonna do the upstairs too, but I realized there's like a bajillion bathrooms up here and it's just going to be kind of more of the same. I really need to wrap up. It's like 2 a.m. now, so it is time for me to stop. But this is the home from the outside. I haven't done any of the landscaping, obviously, other than just like some strategic trees to hide some things. This is the back of it right now. It might change. I don't know. I'm not super happy with the back. And then you go in. You walk into this beautiful foyer area. There's a beautiful staircase up and this grand room, which is going to have a fireplace right there. Open to the next floor up above. There's this like beautiful walkway, library, front closed off porch, a toilet room. This hallway leads to the primary with like this sitting area slash nursery space. We're probably going to decorate like a nursery because we're going to have so many sitting areas in this house. I don't know that I need another. Then this is the primary bathroom. It has a freaking pool, a toilet room, a his and a hers closet. The hers closet is a little bit bigger. Full standing shower, his and hers sink moment. Going back over this way, we got the dining room, butler's pantry for the food, the kitchen with the open island into the quote morning room, water heater room, bathroom, laundry. And then this goes out to the back porch, which is going to lead to this garage over here, which is, I'm just going to decorate it like a workshop. Upstairs on this beautiful pathway across, we got two different sides, and it's kind of just the same. Two really big bedrooms, both have walk-in closets and bathroom en suites. This side of the house has a general sitting area, so another general family space. This room, which doesn't have a walk-in closet or a bathroom, it just has a normal closet, so whoever gets that room gets the end of the deal. And then there's this bedroom which has a walk-in closet and then obviously shares the bathroom with this room right here. And like I said, I'm not doing the furnishing in this video. This video is probably already long enough, but yeah, that was how I went about building the exterior. So if you're ever curious my process, every time I build something, I approach it a little bit differently. These bigger homes, I do tend to follow a floor plan. It makes it a little bit easier. Big homes, I find I can flounder really easy when it comes to floor plans. Small plans are a lot easier for me to kind of just look at exterior of homes, build based on the exterior, and then come up with a floor plan myself. So anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.